Are you ready, Mr. Miles?
Yes, Miss Diana. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Miles. So as for the first question, describe yourself.
Um, I am Miles De Leon. I am currently living at Bagong Nayon. I love reading, riding, exploring something new in my life. I also love studying, and I love losing myself for the service of others. For instance, teaching, because I know it's my purpose.
Okay, thank you for that. So as for the second question, explain why you are qualified for this job.
I'm qualified for the job because I have gone undergrad from URS Antipolo campus, Bachelor Secondary Education major in English. I'm also currently taking up my master's degree. At the same time, I believe that the experiences that I've had way back when I was still studying and now that I am teaching, I think those experiences will be very vital in the creation or molding me into a better person. Aside from the fact that I know how to socialize well, I know how to deal with some people, and more so in situational context.
Thank you very much for that answer. So as for the third question, what do you know about our company or specifically our institution? And why do you want to work for us?
Actually, I have read that you envision to be the leading university in human resource development, the same as books and the knowledge and everything. And so, if that's your vision, way back when I saw your vision, I know that I wanted to help because that's the kind of vision that I am also looking forward. I wanted to create empowered individuals. I want to instill a lot of values, integrity, skills, knowledge to our educant because if we're going to empower the educant first before expecting the role to come in the society, I think we will have a better life to live, a more meaningful society in context.
Okay, thank you for that. But I have an additional question for that. How are you supposed to empower the children with the help of your, should I say, talent, with the help of your skills, and with the help of your experiences? How
You
are
know
you
what?
going to empower them? In
You know
what
what? If
way?
there's Okay, thank you. If there's one advantage that I have is that I am once a mediocre person. I'm the kind of person who hates studying. I'm the kind of person that doesn't want books, who hates hates explanation, discussion, classes. And during those times, I was able to infer that this is the value of education. And so, if I see myself to the place, into the selves of those person, I know what to do. I know how am I going to inspire them, to motivate them. I know what are the specific parts of their skills, knowledge that has to be furnished, that has to be evaluated for the betterment, and that's my advantage. I know the complexities because I was once there. I know how to inspire, I know how to improve because for once upon a time, I am one of them.
Thank you for that answer, Mr. Miles. Then, as for the fifth question, describe your coping skills when you deal with a highly stressful situation. Well, you could also
Ah,
give an example for that.
thank you. Because when conflict is inevitable, when it's there, you have no other recourse but to try to find solution. When I'm at that point, what I'm trying to do is I critically and I evaluate the situation properly. I have to know the do's and don'ts. I have to know the complexities, and I have to heard sides of the guilty party at the same times with the offended. And so from there, I wanted to create an evaluation and a solution thereby. But at the end of the day, if two workmates under my group are having problem, I will not let the day to pass without asking them to reconcile, because it is very hard in the entire lifetime or working career of a person to work with someone else whom you have hatred or hard feelings.
Thank you for that answer, Mr. De Leon. And now let's proceed to the sixth question. Are you goal oriented?
Absolutely, yes, I'm a goal-oriented person.
How how can you actually say that are you goal-oriented?
Because I'm always after to the positive outcome of certain projects. For instance, even if there are hardships, even if there is a sacrifice that you have to make along the way, just for the successful execution of our project or our initiative, you have to do so. I am always looking into that goal. That no matter what kind of hardships, obstacle, I'm going still to pursue the goal because that is my goal, goal oriented.
Thank you very much. Then as for the seventh question, how do you typically deal with conflicts? These conflicts may depend on your lifestyle, so it can happen in school, at home, or at work. So how do you
You know what?
handle these conflicts?
Actually, to be specific, ma'am, I only have conflicts with my time because we know that we only have limited hours. We have only 24 hours in one day. And so I deal with those conflicts, to be specific in time management, by the means of, there are some frivolous things that we are so used to do, that we're engaged to doing every day. And so if I think that this is irrelevant, I have to prioritize the things that really matters the most. Because if I let myself indulge into something that can consume majority of my time, then most likely I will not be able to complete anything. I will not be able to be successful and efficient that time because I'm battered. My focus is not 100% focused on a particular subject alone, but on variety.
Thank you for that. Well, I'm not actually pertaining on the subject, or on the specific subject, as you said. I'm pertaining to other things like conflicts with the family or anything. Do you have any of those or not?
Yes, I have. Actually, in our family, uh, we could not run away from problems, conflicts with them. But how am I going to deal them when I'm angry? I'm going out because I do not want my emotion to dictate my physical attributes. I do not want my emotion to control me. So I'm walking away. Regardless of the situation, I'm walking away. And then when the time comes that all my anger has finally subsided, I'm going back to them and going to hug them. I love you. I'm sorry. I lost my temper. But believe me, I love you. What I'm only doing is just for the benefit of us. Something like that. At the end of the day, as much as possible, I am not going to say any foul, harsh words because it's hard that you will reconciliate and the matter and of the scars because of those words you've stated will be there forever. That's one of the things that I avoid, even under the heated argument.
Okay. That's a good suggestion and a good activity. Thank you. So that as for the second to the last question. Give us an example of a situation wherein you failed to meet your objective. As you have said a while ago, you were goal-oriented. And are there any instances wherein you have failed to achieve that objective?
I remember the time when I was the person or committee assigned on the technical aspect of a certain program. The same goes with the execution of such things, the prayer, national anthem. I remember the time that during the execution, one of my staff quickly lost his mind. There is an argument between his and another person, and it ruined the whole program. Definitely, it only inflicted not only the program but the entire program, the relationship also that we have for one another, and so we did not execute properly all the things that we did. It affects whole. And so at the end of the day, I talked to them one by one. That I talked to them that professionalism, regardless of the cost, in any other situation, should take place. Remember that we are after the service for one another and not just for our own interest. Because when you let your greed, your pride, your hatred with one another overtake you, it's a matter of losing a foundation built for a long time.
Thank you for that wonderful answer, Mr. Miles. And for the last question, give us an example of a time wherein you took the initiative in doing an activity or a program. It could be in school or at work. So what is the outcome of that event?
I remember a point wherein, as the overall in charge of for a certain event, I asked someone to be the master of ceremony. He's the only one because we admire him, we trust his capacity. However, during that time, he wasn't able to attend due to some reasons. And no one in our entire group wanted to take the stand. I wanted to volunteer to be the master of ceremony. No one. All of us were afraid because during that time we have guests that has big name. We have persons with good reputation, and so as a leader, I've got no other recourse but to be the lion, to be bold enough to take the stand. Okay, I will be the one doing the job. I took it. I only have maybe about 5 minutes to prepare because really I am not into that kind of execution still. So the outcome, after I perform it with confidence, though I know in myself I haven't practiced it 100%, the outcome still successful. We were able to execute the eternity of the program properly, without glitches, without hitch. And from that, I can say that leadership is about taking risk. Because when we do not take the risk, it's the biggest risk that we are going to face in life.
Okay. Thank you for that wonderful answer, Mr. De Leon. As for your documents, I'll just proceed on calling you if the institution has already approved your documents and also the interview. So thank you very much for that, Mr. Miles, and thank you.
My pleasure, Miss Diana Cabas. I'm looking forward to work with your institution.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, Miss Diana Cabas. I'm Miles De Leon. Welcome to my virtual office.
Good afternoon, Mr. De Leon.
Okay, I just hope that you can answer properly the questions that will determine whether you will be hired or not or fit for the job. My first question would be, would you like to tell me something about yourself or describe yourself?
I am Diane Cabas. I live in Cuesta Verde, Antipolo City. Then I am also a part-time writer and an illustrator from Antipolo group of artists. Then I also read books and also write poetry during my free time.
So, based from your statements, art is your life.
Yes.
Art is your oxygen. You can't live without it.
Yes.
And, okay, that's interesting. Next question. Would you mind to explain why you are qualified for the job?
I can say that I am qualified for this job because I am a fresh graduate from the University of Rizal System, Antipolo City, from the course of Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. And I can say that I have acquired the skills, knowledge, and the wisdom required for this kind of working environment. And it's not just, you can say that I am an English major, but I am willing to learn and understand and teach other subjects, not just English.
Oh, that's nice thing to hear from you because a lot of teachers right now are really having a hard time when they are asked to teach subjects which they do not specialize to. But may I ask you, what do you know about our company and why do you want to work for us?
It is my dream to come back to my alma mater. So it is my dream to come back and work for you once again, but not as a student. I came here to come back as a professional teacher and serve for you together with the stakeholders such as the parents and the children.
Wow, so I understand your feeling because no better feeling for a teacher to work or teach his alma mater, his or her own alma mater. Now my question would be, why did you leave your previous job?
Just like what I've said a while ago, I am a free timer. I'm a free time writer and also an artist from the Artipolo group. So I left that job to to be a better version of myself, to pursue a career that is related to the course that I took, which is education. And now I'll continue to choose that path. So I'm hoping to continuously improve myself. And also I am looking forward in meeting new people in this kind of working environment.
You mentioned that you have to make choices or you have to choose between choices. Are you willing to take risk, for instance?
Yes, but it depends on the risk that I will take.
Okay. Next.
Okay, my next question would be, describe your coping technique when asked to deal with a highly stressful situation.
In terms of highly stressful situations, I practice consideration, gratitude, and patience. So I need to consider the state and the perspective of the people around me. So I need to assess the situation first before I'm going to deal with them. Then after assessing the situation or the stressful situation, I'll give my answer to those by looking at the bigger picture. What do I have to do? What needs to be done? And how can I possibly solve the problem or the dilemma in this type of situation?
So it seems to me that you are a strategic kind of person because you are not going to create any vehement decisions or actions that might put your company at risk. However, my next question is, are you goal oriented?
Yes, I can consider myself as a goal-oriented or goal-driven person because I focus on completing all the tasks that are assigned to me. Well, yes, not all of the tasks can be finished in one day, but I will do everything that I can to finish it on time.
Okay. Uh, how do you typically deal with conflict?
Sorry, pardon?
How do you deal typically with conflict?
Conflicts. That is a big word. It depends on the situation and the conflict. So, if it is work related, so I will focus on knowing the perspective of the people around me. But if it is related only to myself, then I'll ponder or I'll think of it thoroughly. What will I do? What do I have to change in myself? So, yes, it depends on the situation and what kind of conflict it is.
Do you have a person that you do not want to work with?
It depends on his attitude, personality, and yes, those two. But specifically, no. I don't have anyone.
What if one day there's someone in your past that you do not know and I even do not know came back suddenly and you meet at this point of intersection and I ask both of you without my knowledge that there is something in your past, are you going to work with him?
If you actually assigned me, then yes, you are my supervisor. I have no right to say no because you assign me to that person. You assign me with that person to work with. It depends
I'm
on
just
how.
hoping that
What?
continue your statement.
You can continue.
I'm just hoping that one day that if that particular situation comes, you're prepared for it. Next question. Give me an example of a situation where you failed to meet your objectives.
There was this event at school or specifically at work. So we were assigned to make or to create an event, and we did not exceed. We did not exceed the expectations of our superiors.
And
So
so,
I continue.
what did you feel and what did you do the next time around?
So by the next time around, or in the same situation which happened in another time, I did my best to complete this event or to finish this event specifically.
Well, I admire your answer because that's what I like about my personnel. They are doing their best. They're 101% times infinity plus one. But I just have to remind you that if ever you would be admitted to your profession, giving your best will never guarantee you to a success.
Yes, I know.
That's why you have to do more. You have to do whatever it takes.
Yes.
Okay. My
I'm
last
not
question
I'm
is,
not I'm not actually aiming for success. Well, at some point, yes, but I'm aiming for progress.
oh, that's a nice thing to hear.
I'm aiming for
Thank you.
I'm aiming for progress and for change. I want to change
I am,
something in myself.
and I am also looking to that point. I am also looking forward for that.
Thank you.
Could you give me an example of a time when you took the initiative, whether in school or at work? What was the outcome?
There was a time that no one was assigned to be presented in that competition in another place. So that was a school. So at that point of time, I took the initiative or took the opportunity and yeah, to present myself, and the outcome was quite good, I guess. I didn't actually win, but we got we got an award. Well, at least we got an award. So I guess it's kind of good for me.
This is what I like about my staff. They are risk takers. They're not afraid to take risks. They like challenges. And maybe you should just wait in a few days. We'll call you afterwards. Thanks for your precious time, Miss Diana Cabas.
Thank you. Thank you for your precious time also. Thank you.